So this workshop was overall a very enjoyable and exciting experience for all of us. We all want to pursue a career in healthcare that involves interacting with patients, and the skills that we developed from this workshop, we believe we can now take forward and transfer into the new opportunities we'll have after graduation.
Yeah, so just like Shaquila said, it was really helpful for us to be able to practice the skill that you need in so many of the different health professions, which is taking a look at all of the different literature and really complex science that exists and distilling it down so that anyone with any sort of educational background can use it to their own benefit and to improve their health.
Right, and on top of these two things, like we felt that it was a very good learning experience for us, but we also felt that it was very rewarding because the members of the community were able to inform them on practical tools that they can use to manage their own health as well as the people that they care about.
So an example of this during our workshop, we had an activity where we debunked misconceptions versus truth. So through this, we can tell them what's true and false in order to help them build on their knowledge about nutrition relating to joint health.
So one of the big things we noticed during our workshop was that there were some gaps in the content that we were delivering that we weren't really able to anticipate with our preparation beforehand.
So some examples of this were that the participants had a lot of questions and were really interested in turmeric and black pepper.
Yeah, basically like these were things that we couldn't predict ahead of time, and it was really unfortunate that we weren't able to address these specific needs of them.
So I think having a survey before conducting the actual workshop would be more helpful in order for us to cater our content towards what the participants actually wanted to hear.
Alright, so overall this was a really rewarding experience for all of us. I think there were a number of moments that stuck out as being super memorable for each member of the group, but here are two moments that overall we found to be really memorable.
So one being during our smoothie activity, there was this one individual who never really had a smoothie before or enjoyed making it, I guess, but he seemed really excited when we were making the smoothie and he really, really liked it.
Mm-hmm. And even in my group, there's one individual, like he seemed extremely reluctant to have it, but like as soon as he had it, like he really enjoyed it, and he, after a workshop, he came over to get seconds for it as well.
And another memorable moment was during our final activity when we were in the smaller groups discussing. It was really nice to see each of us really engaged in the discussions we were having over the content and really see the participants enjoying what we were telling them.
I think one of the things that I learned about the community from presenting this workshop is that the community is much more well-informed than I initially thought they would be, like before we came into the workshop, and they seem to bring up a whole lot of things I wouldn't expect like a general population to bring up, which included things like turmeric or black pepper.
Yeah, so one thing that I learned personally was just how motivated I felt by needing to present the information that I was learning to community members. So knowing that I was the one responsible for knowing the information and for transferring it made me really take ownership of what I was learning and really get to learn it in depth in a way that I hadn't done previously.
And something that I learned about myself is that when it comes to presenting to the community versus presenting a presentation, it's completely different in terms of the body language and the way you're speaking. It should be more engaging.
And something I learned was the true impact participants had on community-based projects. The way you approach a PowerPoint presentation is not the same way we had to approach this workshop. We had to be very adaptable as you couldn't prepare for the questions or comments they were going to make throughout. So you just had to be open to answering their questions and be knowledgeable in your content.